Hello and welcome back to part 8 of Foundation. Our city is looking spectacular. Although it isn't quite a city yet, a city needs a great castle in order to protect it. And at the moment, we don't have one. So this episode, we're going to build one. This is just not cutting it. We've made it so now we can get a spear maker's hut. And we've also made it so we can even have another spear company. But I want to build the proper castle this episode. We have a couple missions going on. Trading for a mystery tax. And visiting the royal court. This one we will work off passively. And this one we can get started on right now. And it will actually help us towards our goal. I've unlocked a few things in between parts just to help us build the castle itself. I've also improved some of our wares. I've put another weaver's hut there to increase our cloth output because we were running low on shirts. And so at some point I'm going to put another tailor's workshop too. We have also placed down a couple of these commonware workshops. So we'll start making some commonwares using planks and iron. And then we can supply those at the market, which we are. And that will make our people very, very happy. But let's get started on the castle. So first, we need to get that royal office going. So we'll unlock that. And at the moment, we'll just add it to our current castle. So I'm guessing we can just edit it. Add a sub-building. Royal office. And what should the royal office look like? Maybe a nice big stone tower. Maybe attached to... It should be attached to the keep. It's fitting. Maybe right on the corner there. How about that? I mean, it blocks the other tower. So I've just noticed here before placing or building the royal office, it says here it needs heavy fortification. And this place only has light fortification, so we'll scrap that for now. And we'll go back to edit. And we'll go to this rustic fortified keep. Now this provides heavy fortification. Now we could even turn this into the actual keep itself, which I think would be a bit more fitting. So we'll do that. I'll do a little bit of editing to this. Okay, so place that there. Get rid of that, or at least move it. There we go. Move that out the way. Move that out the way. So I ended up, pardon me, I ended up deciding to keep it really simple. And just kind of making it a bit more of like a stone fortress looking thing. Because that's what this place is basically going to end up being. It's more or less going to be like a fort that will overlook the beachhead, little cove that we have in our territory here. And it will offer us protection. What's this? Improving trade. Yes, we'll see to it. We'll get on to it. Don't you worry. So once they've finished that, the royal office should have no problem functioning. Now I'm going to keep the royal office very simple. I'm going to just make it another one of these tents. It would be cool if you could change the color of the tents. That'd be like a neat little detail. Make them like red or blue or green. That would be pretty sweet. As far as I'm aware though, the developers are still adding to this game, so that could always happen in a future update, which would be great. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is that we have 1,000 gold, which is very good. And we want to build our castle, but we need 75 Kingdom Splendor. And at the moment, we have, 47. And the only way we can really do that, the way you'd think, is to just keep on adding buildings onto your castle, because each time you add a building, let's say I go to the barracks and I can place these. Oh, bad example, I guess. It's more so on the keep. So if I go to the keep and edit that and start adding stuff to it, it will give me splendor points for the stuff that I add to it. Depending on the building, of course. I think there is a certain way that this works. I might be a bit confused on how it honestly works, but I know a good way of here we go. This is how you do it. You can a lot of people think the only way you can do it is by adding on all these little things to your castle, which ain't a bad way of doing it if you want to add those things on anyway. But if you don't, there's a bit more of a cheesier option, which is what I've opted for, and that's decoration. Now, one way you can do it if you're really tight on space, you can just place all the things on top of one another. So I could go hold shift and just click, 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 click. And as you can see, our Kingdom Splendor is just constantly going up. But that's pretty ridiculous. So we're going to get rid of all of that. There we go. And we're basically going to add a lot more decorations to this area, such as the rose bush, that will get us up to 75. So I'll just do that now. And it doesn't always have to be a rose bush. Like, for example, I've got one there, but I'm going to grab one of these hanging lanterns and turn it around and place it there, because I want this area to be lit up a little bit more. Can also pop a flag just over here. Another rose bush right there. Now, if you recall, in this game you can basically place buildings on top of one another, just like how I showed with the rose bush. So what I want to do with this rustic canopy, as I don't think there's really a more ideal version of it. I mean, we got this wooden gate, but that's way too thin. So we'll use the rustic canopy. And what I want to do is, a lot of these logs look a bit plain. And I don't know how much camping you do, but I'm sure if you've done a bit, you'd know that if you're going to be in one spot for a while, you don't just kind of be content with sitting on just logs all day and getting rained on. Eventually you're going to start sticking some shelter above your head, start making the place more comfy, feeling like it's more like home, chucking, you know, animal skins on top of the logs as, in a way, a bit of a cushioning, which would be a cool thing if they added that. If once you started getting furs, more of the seating and stuff would have fur covers on it. Add some barrels out the front of the fort here. We'll apply that, and now we've got 52, so we've still got a bit to go. So I'll keep on working on this until we get to 75. So in doing that, we actually unlocked common tier 5 research, which is the final tier here, because now we have 200 prosperity. So we can get a common wares improvement. That'll cost us 500 gold. So I'm probably not going to get that right now, but it's very cool that now we have this unlocked. So all we have to do is reach these other requirements in these other categories, and we can get everything in the game. So we'll work on that. Okay, we got a little merchant. Iron ore for the bishop. How much do they want? They want 200? Oof. Yikes. 300 gold though. Honestly, I think we are fine without it. I know that we'll get some clergy influence, but we got some of that earlier in the game and it disappeared, so I'm guessing that if we do it this time there's a good chance it'll disappear again. Especially because at the moment we're not focusing on that kind of progression tree. So I don't think we'll have a very successful job holding any points we currently get in it. So we bought 25 coal. I've been making it so I have to buy coal because we're just not producing enough of it to be able to create tools at the blacksmith. And even when we're buying it, it just disappears so quickly. So I'll have to think about where to put a proper charcoal making area and have like 4 or 5 of them. Because they just do not make enough charcoal, which is shocking because they take up a lot of space. But here's all of our guys resting at the camps while our builders are building it up for them. Look at this guy just sitting on the fire making... Oh, look at him. That's cool. So that looks pretty well. That looks basically how I wanted it to. So I'm happy that that has paid off. They still need to add more stone to it, more tools, a bunch of everything. Well, hopefully when they finish that, we will get into the tier 3 of the kingdom. And then we can start building our big castle on the island. Here we go. So we can assign a royal courier. Bonus 10% from village with clery, kingdom and labor allegiance. Combatant training speed is increased. And trade bonus of 10%. Yes, maybe trade bonus would be good at the moment. I mean, the top 2 are the exact same. So we'll just pick that one. And we got 10 happiness for that. So now we should be able to go into our mandates. Go down here and select that. And that has now finished the mission. Now we're at 72. We're so close to getting to where we need. And you know what? I'm tired of waiting. So I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. And just grab a couple rose bushes. And just place them down where I think no one will really mind them being there. There we go. And that should be good enough. And there we go. We're now at 79. Beautiful. So now we should be able to go into this. And there. So we'll unlock... I mean, I can't even read what the top of that says. But whatever that's called, we'll get that. We'll get stone castle wall. Oh, we need more of the kingdom influence. How do you get that, I wonder? Guess you just get that by doing a good job. Look at that. Look at all the new building parts we have. So now that we have that, let's purchase this territory. There we go. We finally bought the island. And we need to build a bridge to it. And we'll build a city stone bridge, because we want this bridge to look lovely. We want it to... It's the city bridge. It's the one that's going to lead to the castle, so that one needs to be epic. Okay, there we go. Lovely. So that should work. The only problem is it stops our fishing boats from getting there, but I can always move the fishing boats. Like where the fishing boats are, let's say. Actually, I might have it a bit more... but that means I'll have to buy the other territory. If I put it like that. I mean, then it's pretty much directly on the fish. But we might have to sacrifice the fish for the greater good of the castle. And you know what? I think we should do it. Can we extend it? I want to see if I can extend it a little bit more. So if I do that, there should be a way that I can raise it, right? There we go. That's awesome. Bit over the top. Oh, so we failed a mission. A combatant returned empty-handed and defeated. We also got one wounded man. That's a shame. But I guess that is bound to happen when you send people out on military missions. To start off, I've only started building a wooden bridge across, because I want to actually start planning the main castle first, and probably leave the bridge close to last, because I want to know how much space the actual castle itself is going to take up. So what I'm going to do next is go to resource removal, and just remove all the resources that are on this island. And I know this is going to suck, but we are even going to remove the iron. But that's just what we're going to have to do in order to make a castle. Now this castle is going to be a big project. So in order to help it, I'm actually going to build another builder's hut. Just here. And that way, when we do decide what we want, we have plenty of builders to get the job done. Okay, this is what I've got so far. So I had to move my castle keep from my other fortification over here, because you can only have one of them. So I'll have to delete that. So sadly a lot of this stuff will basically not have to be there anymore. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the space instead. It's a bit of a shame. I understand that they only want you to have one, but it would be cool if you could still build more even if they weren't functional, just for looks, because you can build some pretty cool stuff with this. I mean, this big one here has a nice huge balcony on it, all these windows. It would be cool if you could build multiple of them. So I got this double wall in the middle, and we're going to have 2 gates, so when we buy all this land and we'll have buildings up on these rolling hills, all the people who live over there will still be able to easily access here without having to walk all the way around. Next up, we will go into the castle, and we want to add some of these. Now, why will they not attach? So while they're building that, which will take quite a lot of time, I might get another stone cutter hut up. First we need to figure out where would the stone be. I know there's a lot over here, but we don't have the houses or the people over there to work it. That's iron. Aha, here we go, stone. So we'll be able to get some more stone from here. And it works quite well too, because it's right near the castle that we're currently making. So that will work quite nicely. We'll pop it just here. Actually, we'll pop it on this side. Pop just here in the trees. Just like that. Once that's built, be able to employ more stone cutters, and we'll get more stone to build this castle. Now another thing we need to do, because we're starting to make more buildings that need more jobs, we need to turn our immigration back on. And I'm sure you've been noticing this little message throughout the episode popping up saying housing insufficient. That isn't because we don't have enough homes. If I click on some of these homes, you'll notice that there is actually some free space. Like in this home, there's four free spaces alone. So you might wonder, well, why are they complaining about homes then? That's if you haven't played this game before. Well, the reason is because they like to live near their workplaces. So because most of our jobs are out this way and out this way, they've decided to upgrade and live in these homes and not in these ones. So the more jobs we create out this way, the more demand they'll have to live here and not here. Attending royal company? What's this all about? Our castle is at your service, your majesty. Your royal courier joins the Apulian? Apologies, I do not know how to pronounce that. Royal court and glimpses at the grand strategies of the realm. War rages along borders near your village, and the king has decided your castle would be the most suitable place for hosting and attending his wary royal companions. The king promises you coins and influence if you accept these royal duties. I will accept. Royal duties bestowed. Okay. So it said that we should get coin and influence for that. So I wonder how much coin and influence we'll be getting. And I wonder how we will get it. I wonder if it's just like a slow accumulation of it. These builders have quite the task ahead of them, safe to say. It's going to be quite the mission to build all of this. And when they do, we'll have to construct another bridge because the wall is going to block their path. I'm also going to get our bailiff to check out another mineral deposit. We'll get him to look at that one. Got to keep him busy, otherwise he's just sitting there not doing nothing. So they are slowly building this up. I'm hoping that this looks good. We're also going to have to plan what to do with this surrounding area. Now down here in the more open parts is where I'm probably going to put the more bigger buildings. And along here is where I'll put more of like the tents and the little camps. And that will hopefully fill it all up nicely. Now next up I'm going to put down a gold smelter because we've got so much gold and we need to start smelting it into bars so we can sell that to even make more money, because we're making a good amount of money with our gold currently. I'd like to step it up a little bit. So this building is a bit weird looking, and it's got so many entrances that it's a bit tricky to figure out where do you want to put it. I'll put it, it says it needs light fortification, which is a bit weird. This is the first building we've had to place where it's had light fortification. However, in saying that, I actually think these ones were the same, were they not? Yes, they were. So the Common Wares Workshop also needs light fortification. But the gold smelter, we don't want that inside the town. I think that's a bit too dirty for our town. So we'll put it, I mean, right here should be fine. It's right next to the gold. So we can build that right there for 500 gold. Woof! Hopefully the money we make back from smelting all the gold down will make us a lot of money. And look at that, they're finally starting to get these walls up. And because the surface isn't even, a lot of these walls will look a bit like this, a little bit janky, but we'll try and not look at that too much. We'll try and look the other way whenever we see that. More people showing up, which is good. Wait for them to show up. There we go, selling more gold, and we sold tools as well. A lot of money, lots of money. Nearly 250 gold there. 4 more people. And these builders are finally starting to get the job done. It will still take them a long time. And it doesn't help that we are completely empty on polished stone and normal stone. So they need to get this stone cutter camp up and running already, because we need more stone and we need it yesterday. I've just noticed this. So I looked back at my camp. I don't know how I didn't notice this earlier, but because I've deleted the keep, all the other buildings are just kind of floating there. That's so weird. Oh, God. Well, I guess that's the way you can have floating buildings in the game. I bet you there are videos out there of people doing that kind of stuff, having like whole floating buildings, or I don't know how crazy you could go with that glitch, but I don't know, I just thought that was pretty funny. Thought that was worth showing. How is our tavern going? Which reminds me, when I was last playing off camera, I wanted to just add a couple things, and I finally figured out how to get the barrel thing above the tavern. So we did that. We also added a couple of banners just to make it look a bit more lively. I'm sure the villagers appreciate that too. We also added a few more little bits and bobs around just to fill it up, because it was looking a little bit more plain than I would like. I'm still planning on touching this up. Nothing in this town is done. Everything is going to be touched up in the future. It is all a work in progress, but we have to do one thing at a time. And the thing we have to do right now is accept those people and continue to wait for our bloody builders to build this. Taking them forever. I mean, that's starting to look kind of cool though, with the cranes and everything. Such a cool styled game. I love it. Okay, stone cutter is finally up. We'll employ some workers there. Beautiful. That's done. Okay guys, well that is probably all the time I have for this episode. Sorry that we did not get this done. It's just going to take them far too long to build it. It's just going to take way too many tools. We need 207 polished stone just for the keep. And at the moment we've only got 78 there. And we just need so much supplies. So I'm going to let them kind of build a bit of this off camera. Gather some more supplies. I might even try and set up another stone cutter or two. Even maybe another stone polisher. Just to be able to get more of this on the way a bit quicker. But thank you so much for watching this episode. One thing I'll mention as well while I've got you here is I know that I've only been posting Foundation lately, but that's just because I've been really enjoying this game, and I'm trying not to film too much else until I've got my new mic set up. So this will probably be the last video that I film with my old mic. Now don't quote me on that, there might be another part with my other one, but fingers crossed the next video I've got a much better mic, and I've got a couple other games in mind planned to play and record, so keep your eyes peeled for those. Should be pretty fun. But yeah, once again, thank you so much. Be sure to check out the next one to see us work more on this castle and start detailing it. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Merry fair. Oh, it will be. It will be a very merry fair. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time, eh? Adios.